Plants, and today we are going to make vegan spinach ricotta. Okay, so ricotta cheese is typically made with whole milk and vinegar, so it's like kind of like almost like making tofu. You kind of get curds and whey and strain it out, and it's delicious, but it's not vegan. So we are going to make a plant-based version that is so delicious that you won't even know the difference, and you can probably pass it off on any regular eater in your life. Okay, so we are going to start with a food processor. This works the best because you're going to grind up some of the ingredients so that they're an even consistency. A blender will typically kind of puree it. So you can try a blender if you don't have a food processor, but I would really recommend a food processor. So we are going to start with raw cashews, and we process those first. So we process them with some of the flavoring so they can get really like broken down into small pieces and you don't have big chunks of cashews. So we're going to start with 1 cup of raw, unroasted, not salted cashews. And you can get cashew pieces. Those are the cheapest because you're going to be grinding them up anyway. So in they go to the bottom there. Okay. And then I also do the nutritional yeast at this point. And you don't have to use this. It adds a nice savory flavor. It's not absolutely required, but I just do about a tablespoon of that. Kind of evenly do it over the top there. Okay. And then I also do the salt. It's also dry, so it'll help it keep the cashews from pureeing before we're quite ready for that to happen. I just eyeball it, but this is 1 teaspoon. I like to use the same measuring spoon if I can, for as much as I can. So you could put the miso in after we crumble these up. It's fairly dry, so I go ahead and add it at this stage. But the recipe calls for 1 teaspoon. I sometimes will just kind of bump that up a little bit because it really provides a lovely fermented flavor. Like it gives the cheesy flavor way more than the nutritional yeast does, in my opinion. So I just kind of like get a little. This is probably two teaspoons, so just go ahead and throw that in there. Alrighty. And then some garlic. So if you've ever seen in the grocery store, they have those frozen garlic cubes. Those are kind of cool. You can make those yourself if you really wanted to, but I'm just gonna throw in a couple of fresh garlic cloves because that's what I've got today. I often will throw those frozen ones in if I have them though. They're really super handy. Toss. So now we're just gonna go ahead and grind this down until the cashew pieces are really fine, but you haven't made nut butter. We don't wanna do that. Okay, we just want some texture in there. Hi, I'm Beth and I know how to use a food processor, especially my own. All right. So at this point I can tell that if I were to keep going, it would really process down into a paste, and we don't really want that. We want it to have, by the time it purees with the other ingredients, then it will kind of break down even a little bit more. So now we are going to get to the wetter parts of it. So I use a block of firm or extra firm tofu. You do not want to use silken tofu because it's a totally different texture for the ricotta, and it's not going to look or taste, well, it'll probably taste fine, but it won't look ricotta-esque. So with this, you can just kind of take it. I've already drained this, and just break it up into pieces with your hands. Hello, little tofu. You're going to become spinach ricotta. It's going to be wonderful. Okay. And then obviously, because it's spinach ricotta, we're going to add the spinach. At this point, if you wanted to, if you didn't want it to make it spinach ricotta, you could just, amazingly enough, leave out the spinach and it would just be vegan ricotta. So cool. So I take, it's 2 cups is what the recipe says, but turns out my hand, big old handful of this is about a cup. I'm just going to grab a big old handful and tuck it on in here. If you want to use more spinach, well, chances are it's not going to fit in here. If you do, just know that it's going to make your ricotta a little bit watery. So bear that in mind. And then for the flavor component, lastly, oh my goodness, this is making me want to be summer right now. Fresh basil. This is another one of those things that you can find in frozen up cubes in the freezer section of your grocery store sometimes. Okay, so it's 1/4 cup. I'm probably being a little overzealous with the basil here, so I'll temper myself. We'll just go ahead and toss that to the side. And now For the final blend, we're going to get it down into that beautiful ricotta texture that we've been looking for. Okay, see how it's not really bringing everything down? That's okay, that might happen to you. So just take a little spatula and just kind of like break things up a little bit. Oh my gosh, this is already looking so good. I just kind of want to dip a spoon in and eat it right out of here. I think I probably will. All right, let's keep going. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. It's just this beautiful green, oh, these flecks of green still in there. You can flavor it any way you want at this point, but the texture is just, oh, it just looks like ricotta. It's so good. And I will just kind of spread it on toast, like, you know, crostini. But the absolute, bar none, best way to use vegan spinach ricotta is in the best damn vegan lasagna recipe. And if you click right here, you can get taken to the video where we're gonna show you exactly how to make it, because it uses this recipe along with 2 others to make the best lasagna that's vegan that you've ever had. It is so good. So give this a try. Make the spinach ricotta at home. Let me know in the comments what you thought. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll answer them as well. All right, go pass some plants, guys. Have a great day. Bye.